Hello, my name is Rick.
Ciao, my name's Millie.
And this is episode 34
34
of season 2
Due
of
Yonks Ago.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Whoa.
It's my echo effect.
Yeah.
Nailed it. This is Yonks Ago, coming into your ears. Now what are yonks? They're kinda like years. Just a father and a daughter who want to know all about some people from Yonks Ago. Interesting people who did interesting stuff, but about whom we don't know enough. So we're gonna dig deep and find it all out. Yonky doodlers know what we're all about. Yonks Ago, hey ho, hey, Yonks Ago, hey ho, hey, surely. Back here again for a Tuesday afternoon record
You already know.
in the comfort zone.
Yeah.
Although Millie hasn't been at school today,
Yeah.
had the day off, which could be the new norm as we
Yeah.
enter virus capital.
Unless.
So I feel like we're getting a little taste of Nancy Wake wartime life,
Yeah.
where lots of things
Just have
cancelled.
to-
I'm sure when there's a war
Oh,
on.
I reckon.
So in many ways, look, the only invading army is bacteria
Yeah.
or a virus. They're different things.
Yeah,
and
they
all the
are.
science people real mad at me right now,
Yeah.
including you, because you're a science person.
Yeah.
Are you studying biology?
Yeah.
Then you're all up in my grills calling a virus bacteria like some idiot.
Yeah. No, it's fine.
You kept a very
You're chill, Dad.
unjudgmental face, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's chill. It's chill.
But I feel like, look, we're not getting like bombs dropped on us yet. So
Yeah.
that's the plus side.
Yeah.
But we are getting cancellations and
Yeah. How do you feel, Dad? Are you okay?
Well, yeah, look, my industry, the arts industry, the paid
Struggling?
work for the arts industry is
Yeah.
basically non-existent now.
No.
Look, free podcasts, they're still going
Yeah.
gangbusters.
Yeah.
All the stuff I do for free, I can keep
Yeah.
generating
I
that
know.
non-stop. And I'm happy to do so.
Yeah.
This is my happy place.
Exactly.
But all the paid work, I mean, it's on a hiatus. It's
Yeah.
hibernation time.
Exactly.
So I've got to try to live that frugal life and put all my creative energy into this podcast. So you might see, new theme songs. You might see me
Oh, that'd be cool though.
editing the podcast. So there's
But
like
if we
cuts
do-
and
if we-
edits
if,
and.
no. If we do have to go into isolation, you could totally work on the wrap episode.
I was thinking about that today.
I
It's
just thought of
I
that.
was thinking, I'm really going to
Yeah.
have some time up my sleeve.
Bro, it's going to be like an hour long.
I'm going to need it. I'm going to be summarising, much like I did
Yeah.
last episode with the training montage for
Yeah.
Nancy. I really tried. I squeezed a whole chapter into
Yeah.
one episode. I thought, if there's any time for a montage or a quick sort of summary of what happened,
Yeah.
it's training. It's
Yeah.
the training section of her life.
Exactly.
So I raced through. I don't think I did the best job.
I don't really remember.
I think I was panicked. I was trying to get a lot of information in.
Yeah.
I don't think it flowed very well. But look, hey,
That's okay.
can't win them all.
No.
And we did
Tell
get...
you what. Go. Sorry.
We got from her returning back in England
Yeah.
to her training to be a super spy
Yeah.
to her getting called to
I
a mission
know.
back in France.
Yeah. So it was like came full circle.
Yeah. And in the meantime, she learned a lot of useful spy stuff.
Yeah.
Karate chops and
Yeah.
blowing up bridges and
Bro, she's like a weapon.
yeah. So now we got all that in one episode.
Yeah.
Did I do a great job? No, I didn't. But hey,
That's okay.
like Nancy Wake, I cut a few corners.
Exactly.
So I think
That's fine.
she would approve.
Yeah.
And now Nancy Wake, as I just stated, has been called back into service.
I know.
They said,
Are
you're
you
graduating spy
excited?
school,
Yeah.
top of the class, because you're the sneakiest dang
Exactly.
spy we ever did train.
She's so sneaky.
And so she has been summoned by the Buckmaster.
Yeah. Oh, true.
Bucky.
Jinx.
Where am I? Where's my head at?
I don't know. You always forget.
I know.
It's like in season 1, you were like, I just can't do it. And
Now
then
I'm-
you were like choosing not to do it.
But it's like in season 1, I was at least sometimes getting close.
Yeah, I
Now
know.
I'm not even on the same train.
Yeah, but you always found an excuse. You were like, nah, it was a forced one.
Yeah.
But now that was a legit jinx again.
Now I'm just staring off into space.
know.
Like I'm not even here. Like I've had a lobotomy.
Yeah, man.
All
Come on,
right.
get with it.
So Nancy Wake has been told by Buckmaster,
Yeah.
you're going back to France, and she's going to be teamed up with another spy codenamed Hubert, who had joined Nancy's training program near the end,
Yeah.
and whom she knew slightly. Could it be Trev?
I reckon.
Trev? Low-key Trev?
I reckon. Who is it? Herbert?
Yeah, codename Hubert.
Hubie.
Yeah. I'm guessing that's Trevor.
Trev.
He totally got his way into the training thing.
He's like, oh, Miss Nancy.
Yeah.
What's she doing?
And she's like, wait, do I know you? And he's like, oh, I don't think so. Oh, no. Look, I've got this mustache now. We've never met. You can call me Hubie.
Yeah.
And she's like,
That's
I know
Trev.
you. I know you, Trev. And so she's getting teamed up with Hubie / Trev. Let's call him Trev.
Yeah.
So Nancy's been teamed up with Trev. And they're going to be teamed up with a radio operator. You know who it is. Den the Rake.
Den. Yep.
So it's the Wake, the Rake, and Trev being sent back into France.
Yeah.
As usual, the Rake ain't going by plane.
No.
He's like, I'm happy to be your radio man, but I will be catching a boat.
Exactly.
I'll see you there in a few weeks. And so the Rake and Nancy and Trev got confused. Are going to be parachuted in.
Oi, that's so sick.
And so Nancy and Trev get told, look, you're leaving tomorrow. And so what does Nancy do? She goes out, ties one on. While she's her last day in England.
Yeah.
She's like, well, if I'm
flying
into France, I'm going to have a big night.
It's Nancy Wake.
So she gathers all her favourite people from Spice School and they head out and they get wasted.
She would.
And she's like,
I love Nancy.
that's all right. So then the next morning, she's like, oh, I've got to get parachuted into France. I've got a huge hangover. But then the Buckmaster says, actually, we're going to postpone by 1 day so you and Trev can learn more codes.
Oh.
Because you need all the secret codes for all the safe houses. You need to learn where all the... there's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
We're going to give you an extension on your homework.
Yeah.
Your assignment's not due till tomorrow.
That's nice.
And Nancy's like, oh, thank God, because I've got a huge hangover. That's worked out good. I should study my things unless I go out and party again. Nancy's like,
Nancy.
I've got a party on my last night in England. That's the Nancy Wake way.
Yeah.
I feel rotten.
Yeah.
But I'm going out one... she gets the gang back together again and they head out again. Double wasted.
Wow.
And so then she arrives at the airport. She's like, I don't suppose we get another extension, Bucky. And he's like, nah, you're off. You're heading to France. And she is feeling woeful. She's got double hangover.
It's her own fault, to be honest.
Yeah, she's so she woke up that morning with the worst double hangover of her life. She felt wretched throughout the day and then made the ridiculous mistake of eating a Spam sandwich.
Oh, no.
I mean, it was ration times. It was war ration times.
Yes.
You know, it's not like you could just head down to the cafe and order a fancy blat. It was like, what food am I allowed to eat? Well, we've got some Spam and bread. And she's like, lay it on me. And they're like, you sure? You look pretty sick. She's like, mate, Nancy Wake's eaten Spam and I will not regret it. She regrets it.
Yeah.
So she ate a Spam sandwich and she drank a coffee before taking off just after 10 p.m. So she got through the day. She's still feeling rotten. She ate a Spam sandwich, drank some coffee. None of that helped.
No.
So she'd eaten them just before Bucky turned up at the airfield to wish Nancy and Trev all the best and to present them with small gifts.
Aww.
Bucky, he likes to make them feel a little bit happy just before they head off into the war zone. So he's given Nancy a small silver makeup compact.
There you go.
Because he knows war or no war, Nancy likes to look sweet.
Good.
Nancy's got standards.
Yeah.
Even when I reckon as she's dropping in the parachute, she'll flip it out.
Yeah.
So how am I looking?
What do you get for Trev? Do we get to know?
Oh, it doesn't say what Trev got. Oh, the mystery. Oh, that's going to gnaw away at me. What did the Bucky give Trev? I guess Trev was a late arrival at Spice School, so it's probably just like a gift card.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe a card with like €5 in it or something.
Yeah.
£5.
Yeah.
Which is a lot of money back
How
then.
did he get assigned this when he was new? Because he's Trev.
He's like, I'd love to have an assignment if I would love to go on a mission. Yeah. It's like, I can't resist you, Hubie. And Bucky says that he tried as often as his office would allow to accompany the spies to the aerodrome for this moment before takeoff was the most upsetting to their nerves.
Aww.
And it was then that their melancholy and morbid presentiments would most easily assert themselves. So they'd start to get real jittery when they arrived at the air. And so he'd like to turn up there and make them feel a little better. That's the gifts. And as they're getting on the plane, he says to Nancy, as she's getting on board, he says to her in French, Alors, her code name was Andre. Fun fact.
That is
Madame
funny.
Andre.
There you go.
Which is a little bit like Henri. I reckon she chose that.
No, Andre, that chick, Michelin's mum.
Of course. That's why she chose it. I knew it sounded familiar.
Yeah.
So her code name's Andre. And so he pokes his head in as she gets on the plane. He goes, Alors, Andre, je te serai un homme merde.
That means death at the end, dead.
No, that would be mord, I think.
Oh.
No.
What is that? I know that one.
It's like papoose.
Yes. It's a swear word that we learned.
Yes, that's right.
Oh. But I was close with
I'm
the
keeping
death.
it family friendly. It's the papoose. It's the papoose. Which is, it generally, like the term means, I wish you, hey, Andre, I wish you luck.
Yeah.
But the literal translation is, hey, Andre, I hope you have a good poo. But in more vulgar terms than that. Which is a weird, like, slang French term that you say to someone when you wish them luck, like break a leg. You say to them, I hope you have a good poo.
That's good. That's cool. I like that.
And she loved it. She's like, man, that is an awesome thing to say to me as I head off to get parachuted back into France. Bucky, I like the cut of your jib.
Yeah.
So Bucky's just ticked all the boxes for Nancy then. Gave her a sweet little makeup gift and said, hope you have a good poo on the way out. She's like, this is going to be a sweet mission. Happy to be here. But as they take off, they're flying. Nancy's feeling worse and worse. Her temples are pounding. She's got one of those like oxygen masks on. And she's thinking, I reckon I'm going to have a little vom in my oxygen mask. And she's like, no. Nancy Wake.
No.
Willpower kicks in. She just refuses to be that person.
Nice. I refused to vomit before.
Yep.
Just been like, no, don't want to.
Not having it. And so as she's flying over there, she's, focusing, breathing, and she's running through the mission that they've got, which is basically they're going to land. They should be...
They should land.
Oh, well, that's step one.
Yeah.
Well, step one, jump.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Step two, float. Step three, land.
Well, you wouldn't float. You'd fall.
A floaty fall.
Yeah.
That's what parachutes do.
Yeah,
they give you a kind of a floaty fall.
Don't you fall and then you...
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
true.
yeah,
Step one, jump. Step two, fall.
Yeah.
I think, though, in those warplanes, the parachute pulls almost immediately.
Okay.
Like they have
but you'd still fall a little bit.
Okay. Step one, jump. We're going to get this right. Step one, jump. Step two, fall.
Yeah.
Step three, float.
Yeah. And then
Step four, land.
Did we do step 4 twice? No, we didn't. Okay.
It's possible. We can listen back.
Yeah.
When we listen to this together, we'll be like, nah, we got that right.
Yeah.
Or we'll be like, oh, too many step 4s. Only time will tell. So then they're going to land on the ground and be met by one of their own agents who was on the ground in the region, whose name was Maurice Southgate. Hey, Maurice! And he would help them to meet shortly afterwards the big boss of the resistance in the area.
Whoa.
The big boss by the name of Gaspard. No one resists like Gaspard.
That's what I was going to say. Can we call him Gaston?
Yeah, so Gaston.
Yeah.
So Maurice is going to help them meet Gaston.
Yeah.
And after that, they're on their own.
Okay.
London's information was that Gaston commanded somewhere between 3,000 and 4,000 of the gangsters, like the Kelly gang.
Yeah.
Because at the moment, there's all these little gangs hiding out in the bush, like the Kelly gang, hiding from the Germans, ready to cause trouble. And they're all in little separate groups. And Gaston's got a gang of them, 3,000 or 4,000. That's a pretty... Oh, but they're separate groups, but sometimes they come together. They unite.
Yeah, man.
And so Nancy and Trev's, their mission was to assess the fighting capabilities of all these little Kelly gangs, figure out their needs for weaponry and finance, and subsequently advise London via Den the Rake
there you go.
on his radio what they needed.
Yeah.
And then London would fly planes over and drop them all.
That's sick.
And they'd have all the supplies. So they're there to get everyone ready for combat. So they're doing like the initial assessment.
Yeah.
Like how many guns do you need?
Yeah.
Are you guys a bunch of losers who wouldn't know a gun if we gave you one?
Yeah.
Then you get no guns.
Yeah.
They're going to suss them all out.
Yeah.
They're going to assess them, see what they need, and then radio back to London for supplies.
Exactly.
That's their mission.
Yeah.
And so she's going through this mission in her head.
Uh-huh.
And then it's time. Just after
Okay.
1 a.m. local time on the morning of 31st of March 1944, just over 2 hours since they'd taken off, the little trapdoor in the plane opens up.
Yeah.
And they're like, go time.
It's time to go.
And so they get ready. Trev's like, I love it. Jumps.
Yeah.
Sweet. And they were saying there's usually a moment's hesitation among parachutists new to the art when the time comes to actually leap, a moment in which they consider whether or not to forgo all this madness and possibly say, I'm not going to do it.
Nah, surely do it.
But Nancy was like, no trouble. She's like, she could not wait to get off this plane.
I know.
She said, I've never been so pleased to get out of a plane in my life.
She's already jumped out of a train.
She's like, the spam sandwich and coffee were still going round and round.
Ew.
And so I was just super happy. And she'd organised the guy who was like getting them off to give her a push. She's like,
Okay.
once it's my time to go, just push me.
Yeah.
Don't say go. Just push me.
Yeah.
I'm happy to go.
Yeah.
So when the time comes, gives her the shove, and out she goes. Now Nancy,
Yeah.
she is wearing. What's she wear? What has she got with her? That's the question we want to know.
I don't know.
What does Nancy the parachutist bring?
What has
with
she
her?
got with her, Dad?
So she's basically like she's wearing her favourite camel hair coat. So she's got her favourite coat with her.
Yeah.
Then she's got her regulation army overalls. But beneath this army issue, she wore silk stockings and stylish shoes beneath heavily bandaged ankles to protect her bones and tendons from when they land.
Yeah.
Step 4.
Yes. Yes.
Got to have those protected ankles.
Yeah.
In the pockets of these clothes, there were 2 revolvers. She's got 2 guns.
Yeah. Whoa.
On her head, she's wearing a tin hat. And she's got a small backpack in which she's got several changes of clothes. Classic Nancy.
You know.
And among other things, she's got a red satin cushion with her
Nice.
that she just loved. Loved her
Yeah.
cushion. Not going anywhere without it. She's got 2 hand-embroidered night dresses that she insisted on bringing.
Okay.
Got to sleep in style. Also, she's on a break. Who
Yeah.
knows what's going to happen?
Exactly.
Got to have options. Got to have nighttime options. On her arm, topping the whole thing off, she's got a handbag. So she's jumping out there playing with a handbag.
She needs a handbag.
It's stuffed full of just over 1 million French francs.
Okay.
She's got those dollar bills. This is to help finance the the Kelly gangs that she's going to go help.
Yeah.
And she's got her favourite red Chanel lipstick.
You know.
Got a pop.
Yeah.
Always got a pop.
You
And she's got some tightly packed articles of feminine hygiene.
Yeah.
Planning ahead.
Yeah.
And she's also securely memorised in her head. This is what she did. So she wasn't just partying. She also did memorise all the codes.
Yeah, she did.
So she's got the list of targets for demolition.
Yeah.
Railway junctions, bridges, underground cables, factories that had to be attacked and destroyed the moment that they got the order. And also she's got the addresses of various safe houses in the area together with the names of the residents and the passwords that she would need to be recognised. To be recognised. And finally, hidden away in a second button on the cuff of her left sleeve was a cyanide pill, which guaranteed an all but instant death.
There you go.
Should she ever find herself in a situation where it's just like clearly preferable to end it all.
Yeah.
That is some super spy business.
Bro.
So she's decked out.
Yeah. That's pretty hectic if you ask me.
She's jumping out that plane ready for any occasion.
Yeah. But step 1 isn't jump anymore. It's
push.
Be
Step
pushed.
1, get pushed.
Yeah.
Step 1, pushed. Step 2, fall. Step 3, float. Step 4, land.
Okay.
Which is why we got them
Yeah.
strapped ankles, y'all.
Yeah, exactly.
Step 5, meet up with Maurice.
And then step
6, meet up with
Gaston.
Gaston. Step 7,
Kelly gang.
assess the Kelly gangs.
Yeah.
Step 8, tell London what the Kelly gangs need.
Exactly.
Step 9, wait for London to send supplies. Step 10, give them supplies to the Kelly gang. Step 11, give them Germans mischief.
Yeah, 11's a good number, I reckon, to end on.
Oh, it's a rock solid plan.
Yeah.
So they are ready. She's got everything, and she gets the push. So now Nancy is she's done step 1. Get pushed.
Yeah.
Step 2 follows straight after. She's
know.
fallen.
Yeah.
And
almost before she realizes she's fallen, step 3 kicks in.
Yeah,
Because
really.
the ripcord pulls. Because I think they jump with the ripcord attached to like a hook.
Okay.
So as they fall, it pulls the ripcord. So they pretty
Okay.
much just get clear of the plane.
Yeah.
They fall for just a breath.
Yeah.
And then it's like, float.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Step 3, float.
Yeah.
And she feels the sudden rush of cold air all around her. And she felt the blessed breaking and the sudden surge upwards of the parachute. So she's achieved step 3. She's floating. And then she's floating slowly downwards. By the time she was within perhaps 300 feet of the ground, she felt her tension rise again. And for obvious reasons, she knew this is the most vulnerable that you ever are.
Yeah.
Like a parachute just hanging.
I know.
One bullet either hit her, that's not good. Or if it hits the parachute, that's also not good.
That's not good.
You're super vulnerable.
Yeah.
And you're clearly visible from the ground by all those. If they look up, they can see you. So if there's any Germans in the field, she's tense. She's not nervous.
No,
she's just tense. She's feeling it. And also the spam sandwich. Still in there. But happily, there were no bullets. She's just simply continued step 3 unmolested.
Nice.
Unshot at.
Nice.
And so as she's floating down, she can see the bonfires, which she assumes is like the Kelly gang people she's supposed to be meeting up with. So they're like the signal. She can see a light flashing. She's like, hopefully these are my men's.
Yeah.
And she's trying to head towards there, but she's tugging on the parachute, and the wind's just taking her, and it blows her to past the field, with the bonfires, and she gets carried to an adjacent field where she lands in a bloody great big tree, and the parachute gets caught in the upper branches.
Oh.
She's like,
That's not good.
This is balls.
Yeah, that's annoying.
This is embarrassing. She's
Yeah.
embarrassed, if anything.
Yeah.
And so then she has to wait there, and she can hear people coming. She's like, hopefully not Germans.
Yeah.
And then she hears French voices. She's like, well, at least they're French. That's a start, but that doesn't guarantee they're good French. They could be horrible French.
Exactly.
But then she hears a French person say, that England should send us such a beautiful flower. Came the rich, laughing voice of a man.
Yeah.
And she just gets straight into it. She's like, cut out that French nonsense and get me out of this tree.
Nice.
And so they take a while and they get her down from the tree.
Yeah.
And she's standing beside a singularly good-looking French man. Classic Nancy. Everywhere she goes, she's like a magnet.
Well, she can't, if you look at someone, you're going to notice.
Yeah.
So, and good to use adjectives as well in a book.
Yeah. So, good-looking French man is this guy that's rescued her from a tree. Good start.
Yeah,
Rom-com, cute, meet cute.
That's 2 adjectives.
And his name was Henri
No.
Tardivart.
Hey, what are the chances?
It's another Henri. It's Henri the second.
Yeah.
She loves it, Henri.
Yeah. But she's like, no wonder you're good looking, eh?
Yeah. He was a 30-something, one-time maths teacher and rugby player
Okay.
from the nearby town of Montlacon.
Yeah.
And he was the leader of the local Kelly gang.
Yeah.
As it turned out, he was the one who had been assigned to meet her and Trev, and he'd never heard of Maurice.
Oh.
That they thought they were supposed to be meeting.
That's a bit sus.
And of him, there was certainly no sign.
Yeah.
But looking at Henri II, Nancy didn't actually mind that much.
No.
She's like, mate.
I want to know where Trev is. I'm worried about Trev.
I think he's fine. He's there.
Okay,
I
cool.
think he landed safe.
Oh, 60.
Something about Henri II was very reassuring.
Okay.
And it was a charming beginning to what would be a good and enduring friendship between her and Tardy. She called him Tardy. I call him Henri II.
Yeah.
But there's a car waiting, and Henri II whisks Trev and Nancy away to the nearby village where they're put up in the house of a local sympathiser by the name of Jean and his wife.
Oy.
And they were very nice people, but very, very French.
Yeah.
Super, super French.
Yeah.
So French that when Nancy and Trev were shown to their sleeping quarters, they found there was just one double bed awaiting them.
Oh.
Nancy looked at
It's
Trev.
okay. Trev's a legend.
And Trev looks at her and they're like, oh, is there any other sleeping situation? And they're like, what are you talking about? This is perfect. The two of you can share the bed. I'm sure you won't mind, Trev. Nancy is a woman. You are a man. We are French. Let us all enjoy the pleasures of the flesh. And no one will ask any questions in the morning. Is everyone here on a break? I'm sure you're all on a break of some sort or other. Enjoy the double bed, you crazy kids. And Nancy's like, this is all a bit much. And so in the end, Nancy and Trev work it out. Nancy sleeps under the covers. Trev sleeps on top of the covers with coats over the top of him.
Poor Trev.
In stage one of what would definitely be an hilarious rom-com starring Nancy and Trev.
Yeah.
And so they're staying right there, and they're waiting for Maurice to show up, who they've seen no sign of.
Yeah.
And so they've just got to sort of lay low for a bit, which Nancy doesn't like.
No.
And so then after a couple of days, Jean's wife says, so how about we head out into town, go for a walk, have some fun.
Yeah.
And Nancy's like, pourquoi pas? Which means why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
Pourquoi pas?
And Trev's like, oh, do you think that's a good idea, Nancy? We should probably keep our heads down. We're super spies now.
Yeah.
And Nancy's like, sometimes the best way to hide is in plain sight.
Yeah.
Let's party.
Yeah.
So she heads out into the town with Jean's wife, who I don't believe gets a name of her own.
It's Melissa.
Melissa.
Yeah.
Mel. So Nancy and Mel head out into the town, and Nancy's like, I mean, this isn't a very secret operation because everyone knew who Nancy was and what she was doing there.
Yeah.
And they all loved, like, this town was not pro-German.
No.
And I don't think they ever had been.
Okay.
They were just always ready to, like, get ready. They were always ready to cause trouble for the Germans. And so the fact that Nancy's there, they're like, man, we got you.
Yeah.
We got you, Nancy. Do you need a drink? She's like, yeah, I do.
Yeah.
And so everywhere she goes, she's a bit of a celebrity.
Yeah.
Nancy loves that stuff.
Nancy does love that stuff.
So she's like, I'm liking this town. I'm liking this new job. Being a super spy is awesome.
Awesome.
And so she's wandering around, and she's also like, it's probably good to get it out there that I'm waiting for Maurice.
Okay.
Because then Maurice will.
Yeah.
If Maurice hasn't heard yet, then someone will tell Maurice, hey, there's this crazy woman waiting for you.
Yeah.
Get to town. And so she puts it out there. Trevor's very nervous.
Yeah.
He's got, he's like, oh, this whole thing's making me very anxious, Nancy. I thought we were going to like be real super spies about this.
Yeah.
And now you're out there, you're telling everyone what we're doing. Number one rule of spies, don't tell anyone what you're doing, Nancy. You're telling everyone. I feel like you're not taking this spy thing seriously. She's like, Trev, you used to be cool, man.
Yeah.
What's happened to you?
He's just nervous.
He's nervous. Like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe that, I don't know. I think the whole parachuting thing made me change me as a person. And she's like, Trev, I believe in you. You'll be back to your normal self before you know it. And so now they're waiting for Maurice to show up, but I think that's all the time we've got.
Oh, who's this Maurice guy? I think he's fake.
We're going to find out.
Yeah.
Hopefully, unless all podcasts get shut down in the next few days. Surely they can't.
I don't think they can.
Can they?
Unless.
We'll find out.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Hey, do you know last episode was our 50th episode altogether? We just
let it fly on by.
Yeah.
Man, we're losers.
I know. That's all I have to say.
It's because it's all out of kilter because we did those part 1, part 2s.
Exactly.
We threw our maths right out.
Yeah.
So it's hard to celebrate the milestones now.
Yeah.
But well done us. So I feel like we're up to, is this our 52nd episode or something like that?
No, because I said last episode was 50.
Oh, yeah. This is our 51st.
This must be, if my maths adds up.
I just didn't realise you meant our actual last one. I just thought you meant one of our last ones.
No, our last, exactly like
so this is our 51st
33
episode.
plus 17, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So this is episode 51 of the Yonks Ago catalogue.
Journey.
And 52, that's always an auspicious number because that's one for every week of the year.
Oh, true.
And it's also how many cards in a deck of cards.
Yeah.
And it's also 26 times 2 is 52. And it's
true.
also half 104.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of reasons to like 52.
I know.
So next episode's going to be one for the ages.
Yeah.
because Nancy's spy career is off to a massive... She's jumped
Yeah.
out of a plane with a double hangover.
Yeah.
And she's gone out to party in a town where everyone knows her name, even
Yeah.
though she's a super spy. This girl knows how to war.
Yeah.
She's winning at war
Yeah.
so far.
Yeah.
Let's see how she goes. And she's meeting more. Everyone she meets now is named Henri.
I know.
Well, one of them was.
Yeah.
And that's awesome. She left behind one
Yeah.
Henri that she liked. She's found Henri the second, who she
Yeah.
also likes.
Yeah.
He's a rugby playing maths teacher
I know.
who's singularly good looking. That's not like
And-
normal good
and
looking.
Trevor's back as well.
She's got her old mate Trev.
When did we meet Trev? Like episode 20 something?
Trev, I think.
27?
Yeah. Nah.
28?
Maybe.
Episode 28?
Yeah, something like that.
Wasn't it like the first part one?
I can't remember.
No, me either.
When did he first appear? Was he part of one of the escapees?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was one of the escapees, exactly. From
That
Francois.
Francois sprung out and that Nancy had to help get over the mountains. That's
yeah,
right.
And they were on the train and they all jumped out
They
of the train.
Jumped and Trev just stuck with them.
Yeah.
And we also just keep working Trev into the
Yeah,
story.
I
But in our minds, this is the thing.
We left him back on the hill. Remember his hill?
Yeah.
His-
100%. See, this is the thing. We're doing this podcast so that we can learn a little bit about history.
Yeah.
But we keep fusing so much
Yeah.
non-factual information into the
I
podcast
think-
to a point where it becomes real to us.
Yeah.
That years from now, you're not going to remember what
No.
we made up and what was facts. And you're
Yeah.
going to be having a talk with someone for some reason about
Yeah.
Ned Kelly or about Nancy Wake. And
Yeah.
you're going to be throwing out things that you think are facts.
Yeah, you were
and
like,
you'll
yeah.
argue, be like, yeah.
Ned Kelly in the ute. Don't you remember?
You'd be like, nah, Nancy Wake parachuted back in with her friend Trev from New Zealand, who incidentally she'd escaped from France with years ago,
Yeah.
months ago, they'll be like, I don't think that's who it was. And be like, listen to the podcast.
Yeah. Come on.
But hey, who cares?
No.
If we insist that it's a fact, it'll eventually become facts.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey.
If all that exists in the future of Nancy Wake's history is this podcast, everything we say is true.
Yeah. That's
So
true.
sucked in.
Yeah. Also, like this other, what was his name? Hubert? No,
Yeah.
that's not soundogenic.
No, I mean, to be fair, that's just Trev's code name.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so wait, you can't tell me that that's not Trev.
Yeah. We'll never know.
No.
Beautiful. But we will find out how Trev and Nancy and Henri II
Yeah.
get along in the next episode, episode 52 of the entire catalogue, episode 35 of this season. It's hard to
Yes.
keep track.
It's okay.
Of
Yonks Ago!
That was step 3, floating.